We're going to take a look at the Covrprice top 10, plenty of Ultimate, and some teasers from the Super Bowl trailer coming up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics. Please bear with me. I'm going to try to make this a short one because I am fighting COVID, and it may sound that way. Fortunately, my symptoms haven't been too bad. I've been pretty listless for the last couple days, but have a little more energy now. And but you know, I'm kind of a little congested, a little bit of sore throat. Nothing too bad. So I think I'll be fine in a couple days, hopefully. So I am stuck at home, and so I'm going to do a video here. Let's jump into the Covrprice top 10 for the week. And number 10 is Secret Wars number 5. This is one of these crazy the books that becomes hot based on the trailer. This book was actually seen in the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. And you can see raw copies going upwards of $55. We haven't seen too many graded copies, and I don't think any of the graded copies have ever sold terribly high, even though this is a gorgeous Alex Ross cover. More than a $50 book. I would be a little leery as to how, I've been a little leery as to how long this will hold up. The first appearance of Night Machine, an alternate reality Nikola Tesla. The real draw is the blink and you'll miss it moment in the Deadpool 3 trailer, where all eyes were focused on the shadow of Wolverine over Deadpool. Off to the side was a dusty cover of this book for a brief moment. Whether it's a story they're drawing from is up for debate currently, but some didn't waste any time and opted to secure a copy ASAP. We tracked 73 copies sold and a 7-day trend of 67%. Now, that's like basically 1 day of sales, because nobody would have been buying this book until they saw the Super Bowl trailer. So this weekly list comes out on Mondays, so you just had like Sunday night, and people were all over this book. I imagine there were plenty of copies, on eBay for just a handful of bucks, and people decided to grab it, and now it's going for $40, $50. Let's quickly move to number 9, because I don't know how much I have left of me. Deadpool Secret Wars number 1. Let's see. This book is not going for a whole lot, $50 in a 9.8. This is the C2E2 Diamond previews. Is that? Yeah, I guess so. Let's take a look at the rationale here. A central theme of Deadpool 3 trailer was a call to action for old Wade Wilson to cross multiversal boundaries and save the Marvel Universe. That's essentially the story within the series, where Deadpool is transported to an alternate reality to fight in a secret war. Marvel is playing this one close to the chest, but leaving several breadcrumb trails for eagle-eyed fans to ponder. That led this book to turning into an overnight cheap sensation. We tracked 33 copies sold, a 7-day trend of 168%, high sale of $50 at CGC 9.8. Yeah, if you could have found I wasn't really jumping on, books to buy that were already listed on eBay, but this is one of those that somebody probably got a really good deal getting a $50 9.8. Who knows how the price will hold up? This was always a decent spec book leading up to the Deadpool film. Number 8, Batman 142. This book just came out last week. Joker Year 1, and in the aftermarket, it's selling for $10, $15 or more dollars. This book marks the beginning of the Year 1 storyline for the Joker, with hype building that we may receive a definitive version of the events that made him who he is. This is a character that's been around for 74 years. We got a little glimpse of an origin in the 50s with the Red Hood, but still a mystery. That was enough to grab fans' attention and break the near Marvel monopoly on the list. It's a great cover that gives off Batman 638 vibes, rising quickly in value. So, a new release. Number 7 is New X-Men 114, the first appearance of Cassandra Nova. Book is selling for in the $15 range, and just north of $100 in a 9.8. If we look at this on Go Collect in terms of graded sales, we can see the last few sales in the $120, $140 sale. That's pretty strong. This has been kind of all over the place. Did jump up to 170 kind of during the boom, and then went back down as low as 54. I think that's just like an aberration. I'd say this is like a solid $100 to $120 book in a 9.8. And what do we say about this? Another blink and you miss a moment in the Deadpool 3 trailer where we get an ominous framing of the back of a bald head. But that was not enough for the fan base to theorize and force. But that was enough for the fan base to theorize and force, with some equating said bald head to that of Cassandra Nova. First appearing in this book, she is the twin sister of Charles Xavier. She's an astral plane parasite who copied Xavier's DNA while he was gestating inside his mother's womb. Since August 2023, the rumor's been that Emma Corrin will play the character in an upcoming film. So we'll see. I think that's a pretty solid book to look at. Let's go to number 6 on the list. And it is Avengers Twilight number 2. It's a book from a couple of weeks ago, the first appearance of the Thunderbolt Troopers and the new Bullseye Ramona Jones. This is again, maybe north of $10 to get a copy. We don't really have any 9.8s yet on the census. Marvel hit the ground running with the series. We got introduced new characters in issue number 1. They followed up by introducing Thunderbolt Troopers and new Bullseye, plus Alex Ross cover. The price is coming back down. Marvel's already announced a second print, which could give the book a boost once again. Let's go to number 5. And this is no stranger to the list. Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. The Marco Cicchetto regular cover. We're still seeing high sales of this in the $60 to $70 range for a raw copy. That's a book that came out so recently. And if we look at 9.8s, there are some of them that are starting to get to the market. Back from CGC. Let's spell this correctly. And let's take a look. There are now 122 copies on the census, 107 9.8s. And we can see this is going upwards of $200, $250 in a 9.8. A lot of them have sold. 15 sales already. Wow. Even in an auction sold for 203. So this book is going nuclear. It's still hot. I would be a little wary because this number of 122 on the census, even 107 9.8s, will do nothing but increase in the coming weeks and months because it is a new book. And it was ordered enough, but not enough for everyone to get who wanted it to get a copy, evidently. Finally unseated from the top spot. Whenever a copy hits the aftermarket, snatch up quickly. It's also bucked the trend of variants dominating the aftermarket, establishing cover A's of the world as current king. 93 copies sold. High sale of $250 for a CGC 9.8 and a raw near mint for $75. Let's go to number 4 on the list. And it's Ultimate Universe number 1. First cameo appearance of May Storm. This is from back in November. And this book, all these Ultimates sales are going high, $30 plus for a high grade copy. And, you're going to have to pay up if you want it. We saw the FMV of this book dropping due to My Comic Shop having $7 copies. Well, those sold out. And we're getting a better look at the more accurate aftermarket numbers. It's getting another boost in sales as collectors have identified this book as the first cameo appearance of Ultimate Black Panther, the current king of the aftermarket. It also sports the debut of May Storm, a the community has embraced fully. Tracked 84 copies, sold a 7-day trend of 197%, high sale $40 for a raw copy. Okay, let's go to something that isn't Marvel. Afterburn number 1. This is from Red 5 Comics from 2008. Nothing in terms of graded copies. It is a $30, $40 book. And why is this so hot? An option announcement. This book follows a group of treasure hunters who survived the devastating solar flare. Samuel L. Jackson and Dave Bautista have recently been announced as being attached to the project, joining Gerard Butler. Ooh. That was enough for fans to buy in, as big-name actors like Jackson getting signed on is a strong indicator the project will go from being optioned to being a complete project. I'm interested to see if we can find any copies on the... Here we go. 2 sold, according to Go Collect. There are only 2 on the census. 9.8s, and one sold in 2019 for $225. If you have a 9.8, good for you. Imagine there aren't a lot of these out there. And if this does become a something that we do see on either the big screen or small screen, there's going to be a desire for it, and there's going to be a very low supply. Let's go to number 2 on the list. Ultimate Black Panther #1, the variant edition by Boss Logic. Look at these numbers. 30, 20, 30, $35 for a raw copy. This book just came out last week. I know at my local shop, it was sold out right away. We saw it with Spider-Man. We're seeing with Ultimate Black Panther as well. People want these books, covers A, C, Q, or Z. People want a copy for the PC, fully embracing the new Ultimate Universe, but folks will gravitate toward it when the great Boss Logic lends their talents to a book as exciting as this. The rendition of Storm is stunning, and if cover A was sold out, it was an easy book for collectors to turn to. We tracked 139 copies sold, a 7-day trend of 157%, a high sale of $47 for a raw copy. And, well, let's just jump into number 1, and it is Ultimate Black Panther #1, cover A by Stefano Caselli, about $40. There are some slab sales, but these have to be pre-sales. I wouldn't put too much into that. Like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther has been experiencing a ton of hype. Most retailers sold out immediately when the LCS opened up last Wednesday. Pre-orders dried up nearly overnight, and nobody pre-ordered this. I think, they had like 10 copies. There wasn't a lot of pre-orders. The aftermarket was booming in minutes as collectors wanted the first full appearance of the new Ultimate Black Panther. This book has been experiencing an insane climb. There are also rumors about how tight the market is for this book and why some LCS received less than what they ordered or not at all. Nothing has been substantiated currently, but the rumor lit a fire. I think it was a rumor that Marvel lost a bunch of copies. I'm not sure. Tracked 491 copies sold, and that's online sales. That's crazy. With a high sale of $150 for a CGC 9.8 pre-sale copy. Let's take a look quickly at the runners-up. Number 11 is, this was on the list last week, X-Men 27, this Peach Momoko New Champions. The first cover appearance of May Storm, who could well be a character in Peach Momoko's Ultimate X-Men series. The Ultimate Black Panther variant by Karen Darbo. Batman 142 foil by Giuseppe Camuncoli. This Joker series proving popular. The Stefano Caselli design variant of Ultimate Black Panther 1. Avengers Twilight #1. This is the first appearance of James Stark. And an oldie but a goodie. New Mutants 98. First appearance of Deadpool makes the list. And with the trailer, I would expect that these Deadpool-related things will dominate the list next week. Ultimate Black Panther, the 1 in 25 by Ethan Young. This J. Scott Campbell Ultimate Spider-Man 1. Dazzler #1. So Taylor Swift was pushed a little to the background. And then Ultimate Invasion #1, the second print with the first cover appearance of the Ultimate Spider-Man and the new Ultimate Spider-Man and new Ultimate Peter Parker. So that does it for that top 10 list. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.